Expert prediction: strengthening naval capabilities in Southeast Asia by 2026. Overview. By 2026, it is forecasted that approximately 60% of Southeast Asian nations will enhance their naval capabilities as a direct response to China's expanding maritime influence, resulting in a significant market shift of approximately $3 billion in defense procurement. This prediction reflects the growing concerns over China's assertive actions in the South China Sea and its implications for regional security. Geopolitical context. The South China Sea is a strategic maritime area rich in resources and critical for international shipping routes. China's assertive territorial claims and military buildup in this region have alarmed neighboring countries, which fear the potential for increased Chinese hegemony. Countries such as Indonesia, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Malaysia are particularly concerned about their sovereignty and maritime rights, leading to a re-evaluation of their defense strategies. The shift in defense procurement. The anticipated enhancement of naval capabilities in Southeast Asia is expected to manifest in various ways. 1. Investment in advanced technologies. Nations in the region are likely to invest in modern naval vessels, surveillance systems, and anti-submarine warfare capabilities. This includes acquiring advanced frigates, corvettes, and submarines that can operate effectively in contested waters. 2. Domestic defense industry development. As these nations seek to bolster their naval capabilities, there will be a concurrent push to develop domestic defense industries. This will not only create jobs but also ensure that countries are not solely reliant on foreign defense procurement. 3. Regional cooperation and joint exercises. Countries are expected to increase collaboration through joint military exercises and defense initiatives. This cooperative approach will enhance interoperability among Southeast Asian navies and strengthen collective security mechanisms. Key players. Countries like Indonesia, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Malaysia will be at the forefront of this transformation. Each of these nations is taking steps to modernize their naval forces. Indonesia, with its vast maritime territory, Indonesia is focusing on upgrading its naval assets, including submarines and patrol vessels, to safeguard its waters. Vietnam has been actively expanding its naval capabilities, purchasing advanced vessels and enhancing its coastal defense systems to counter potential threats from China. The Philippines is looking to modernize its navy under the Philippine Navy Modernization Program, which includes acquiring new ships and submarines to strengthen its maritime defense. Malaysia is also investing in naval assets to protect its territorial waters and ensure the security of its maritime routes. Broader trends in defense spending. The shift in naval capabilities is part of a larger trend in defense spending across Southeast Asia, as nations reassess their security needs. The focus is not solely on procurement but also on integrating sustainability into defense practices. This reflects a growing awareness of the importance of environmental, social, and governance (ESG) factors even in defense sectors. While traditional defense procurement focuses on military capability, the inclusion of ESG principles may influence how nations approach their defense spending. This could lead to investments that prioritize not only effectiveness but also sustainability and social responsibility. Conclusion. The forecast for Southeast Asia's naval capabilities by 2026 signals a significant response to China's maritime assertiveness, with 60% of nations in the region expected to enhance their naval forces. This shift is projected to result in a $3 billion market change in defense procurement, reflecting a robust commitment to maritime security and national sovereignty. As the geopolitical landscape evolves, Southeast Asian nations are not only investing in advanced naval technology but also fostering regional cooperation and domestic defense industries. This multifaceted approach will be essential in navigating the complexities of maritime security in the years to come. The integration of sustainability into defense spending further underscores the changing dynamics within the defense sector, highlighting the importance of responsible and strategic investment in national security. The prediction regarding Southeast Asian nations enhancing their naval capabilities by 2026 reflects a notable shift in defense strategy, primarily as a countermeasure to China's assertive maritime actions. Here are some counterintuitive insights based on the provided content. 1. Investment in naval capabilities versus broader sustainability trends. While one might assume that escalating military investments would conflict with global sustainability initiatives, the report suggests that the integration of environmental, social, and governance (ESG) principles into defense procurement could coexist with military enhancements. This juxtaposition indicates that countries may prioritize military readiness without sidelining sustainable practices, contrary to the traditional view of defense spending as being environmentally detrimental. 2. The impact of ESG on defense spending. The expectation that defense procurement will evolve to incorporate sustainable practices could seem counterintuitive in a sector often associated with high carbon footprints and resource intensity. However, the narrative implies a transformation where defense spending aligns with global sustainability goals, suggesting that countries might choose more environmentally friendly technologies and practices even in military enhancements. 3. Regional cooperation amidst competition. The forecast indicates that as countries bolster their naval forces, they will also likely engage in collaborative defense initiatives. This may seem contradictory, as nations typically strengthen their military capabilities in a competitive context against a common adversary. However, the idea that nations will simultaneously seek cooperation through joint exercises and initiatives suggests a nuanced approach to regional security, blending competition with collaboration. 4. Economic growth through military investment. Typically, increased military spending is viewed as a diversion of resources from social or economic development. However, the predicted $3 billion market shift in defense procurement implies that enhancing naval capabilities may also stimulate economic growth within Southeast Asia, particularly through the development of domestic defense industries. This challenges the notion that military expenditure is inherently a zero-sum game for national budgets. 5. Focus on domestic industries. The report indicates that enhancing naval capabilities will also foster domestic defense industries. This could appear counterintuitive, as countries often rely on foreign suppliers for advanced military technology. However, the emphasis on developing local industries suggests a strategic pivot that could lead to greater self-sufficiency and innovation within the region, directly challenging the dependency on international arms markets. 6. Diversification of defense strategies. While one might expect countries to focus solely on acquiring advanced naval technologies in response to China's maritime expansion, the report suggests a more diversified approach. The development of surveillance systems and other maritime defense assets indicates a recognition of the multifaceted nature of maritime security, which includes intelligence gathering and strategic partnerships rather than just fleet expansion. 7. ESG investing in defense. The connection made between ESG investing trends and defense procurement may seem unexpected. The idea that defense sectors could be influenced by broader investment strategies focused on sustainability challenges the traditional perception of military spending as disconnected from corporate financial trends. This could mean that defense contractors will need to adapt to these trends, potentially leading to innovations in military technology that prioritize sustainability. In summary, while the prediction about Southeast Asian nations enhancing their naval capabilities in response to China's influence seems straightforward, the implications reveal a complex interplay between military readiness, sustainability, and regional cooperation that defies conventional expectations. The report on the projected enhancement of naval capabilities in Southeast Asia by 2026 reveals several crucial insights that are often overlooked. Here are key points that bear significant implications for regional security and defense procurement. 1. Underestimation of regional responses. While many analysts focus predominantly on China's maritime expansion, they may underestimate the rapid and coordinated responses from Southeast Asian nations. The forecast predicts that around 60% of these nations will bolster their naval forces. This signifies an unprecedented level of military collaboration and modernization in a region historically characterized by fragmented defense strategies. The significance here lies in the potential for a unified front against external threats, which could alter the balance of power in the region. 2. Economic implications of defense spending. The report highlights a noteworthy $3 billion market shift in defense procurement, which is significant not only for military enhancement but also for economic growth within Southeast Asia. Investments in defense can stimulate local economies, create jobs, and foster advances in technology and manufacturing. For countries like Indonesia and Vietnam, which are already investing in their naval infrastructure, this could lead to a ripple effect enhancing their overall economic resilience. 3. Domestic defense industry development. The focus on strengthening naval capabilities is not merely about acquiring foreign technology. The report hints at a broader trend toward developing domestic defense industries. This is significant as it reflects a strategic shift toward self-reliance, reducing dependency on foreign suppliers and enhancing national sovereignty. Countries that prioritize domestic production can potentially create a robust defense ecosystem that supports innovation and economic independence. For geopolitical alliances and regional cooperation, the anticipated increase in naval capabilities is likely to foster greater regional cooperation and alliances among Southeast Asian nations. The report suggests that collaborative defense initiatives and joint exercises will grow, which is significant for mutual security. Such cooperation can lead to a more cohesive regional defense posture, enhancing collective security against external aggressors. The implications of this are profound, as it could lead to a paradigm shift in how Southeast Asian nations interact not only with each other but also with global powers. 5. Integration of sustainability in defense procurement. Although the report does not directly connect defense procurement with ESG, environmental social governance initiatives, the increasing global emphasis on sustainability cannot be ignored. As Southeast Asian nations modernize their naval capabilities, there is an opportunity to integrate sustainable practices into their defense strategies. This could include investments in green technologies for naval vessels and a focus on sustainable operational practices. The significance of this lies in aligning military readiness with global sustainability goals, potentially attracting new forms of investment and international support. 6. Technological advancements. The modernization of naval capabilities is also about embracing advanced technologies such as surveillance systems and cyber capabilities. The report notes that nations like Vietnam and the Philippines are particularly focused on acquiring these advanced assets. The significance of this focus goes beyond immediate military applications. It indicates a broader recognition of the importance of technology in national security. By advancing their technological capabilities, these nations can enhance their deterrence strategies and increase their operational effectiveness. 7. Impact on global defense markets. The report highlights a market shift that could influence global defense procurement strategies. As Southeast Asian nations enhance their naval capabilities, defense contractors and suppliers will need to adapt to meet the growing demand. This could lead to changes in how defense products are developed and marketed, with a potential shift toward more cost-effective and technologically advanced solutions. The global defense market's response to these emerging needs is significant, as it could reshape supply chains and investment flows. 8. Potential for conflict and strategic miscalculations. While strengthening naval capabilities can be seen as a defensive measure, it may also escalate tensions in an already volatile region. The report indicates that countries are reacting to China's assertiveness, however. This arms buildup could lead to miscalculations and conflicts. The significance of this potential escalation cannot be overstated, as miscommunication and misunderstandings among nations could have dire consequences for regional stability. 9. Shifts in military doctrine. The focus on naval capabilities signifies a potential shift in military doctrine in Southeast Asia. Nations may increasingly adopt a maritime-centric approach to defense, reflecting the strategic importance of maritime trade routes and resource management. The significance of this shift lies in how it influences military training, operational planning, and strategic alliances in the region, potentially leading to a more proactive stance in maritime security. 10. Public perception and political will. Finally, the growing emphasis on naval capabilities reflects a shift in public perception and political will among Southeast Asian nations. As citizens become more aware of maritime security issues, there may be increased support for defense spending and modernization efforts. This shift in public sentiment is significant as it can strengthen the resolve of governments to take decisive actions in defense procurement and strategy. In conclusion, while the report outlines a clear trajectory for naval capability enhancement in Southeast Asia, the broader implications of these developments extend into economic, geopolitical, and technological realms. Recognizing these often overlooked aspects can provide a more nuanced understanding of the region's evolving security landscape and the potential for future conflicts and cooperation. 1. Geopolitical context and defense reassessment. Southeast Asia's naval capabilities are set to be significantly enhanced due to the rising maritime influence of China, particularly in the South China Sea. As regional nations face increasing security concerns from China's assertive actions, approximately 60% of Southeast Asian countries are expected to re-evaluate their defense strategies. This geopolitical shift necessitates a comprehensive analysis of how countries like Indonesia, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Malaysia are responding to external threats and what specific strategies they will employ to modernize their naval fleets. 2. Market impact on defense procurement. The anticipated market shift of $3 billion in defense procurement by 2026 highlights a substantial economic transformation within the defense sector in Southeast Asia. This point warrants an in-depth discussion on the implications for military contracts, the rise of domestic defense industries, and potential regional collaborations. It is crucial to explore how this influx of spending will affect the procurement processes, supplier relationships, and the overall defense landscape in the region. 3. Integration of sustainability in defense spending. Although the primary focus is on military capability enhancement, there is a notable trend toward integrating sustainability and ESG, environmental, social, governance principles within defense procurement strategies. This evolving landscape suggests that defense spending may not only prioritize military technology but also consider environmental responsibility and sustainable practices. Analyzing this dual focus can reveal how Southeast Asian nations might balance their defense needs with global sustainability trends, potentially leading to innovative approaches in military acquisitions. For regional cooperation and collaborative defense initiatives, the shift in naval capabilities is likely to foster greater cooperation among Southeast Asian nations in defense initiatives. Joint exercises, collaborative procurement strategies, and shared intelligence are key components that can enhance collective security in the region. A deeper exploration of how these nations plan to work together to address common threats posed by external powers, particularly China, can provide insights into the future of regional security dynamics and the effectiveness of multilateral defense frameworks in Southeast Asia. 1. The arms race in the Asia-Pacific region. In the early 21st century, the rise of China's military capabilities and assertive foreign policy, particularly in the South China Sea, prompted neighboring countries such as Japan, South Korea, and Australia to enhance their military spending and capabilities. This arms race was marked by significant investments in naval assets, advanced missile systems, and joint military exercises among allies. The shift mirrored the growing anxiety over regional security and territorial disputes, leading to a dramatic increase in defense procurement across the region. 2. The Cold War naval buildup. During the Cold War, the United States and the Soviet Union engaged in an extensive naval arms race which saw both superpowers significantly expanding their fleets. The U.S. focused on aircraft carriers and nuclear submarines, while the Soviet Union invested heavily in submarine technology and anti-ship missiles. This buildup was driven by the need to project power globally and counter the influence of the opposing superpower. Reflecting similar dynamics to the current situation in Southeast Asia, where nations are enhancing their naval capabilities in response to China's maritime expansion.
3. The Gulf War and regional military modernization. Following the Gulf War in 1991, many Middle Eastern countries reassessed their defense needs and began modernizing their military forces.
Nations like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates significantly increased their military spending, focusing on advanced weapons systems and naval capabilities to secure their interests in a volatile region. This modernization was influenced by the realization of the importance of having a strong military presence to deter threats and project power, akin to the motivations driving Southeast Asian nations to strengthen their naval forces in response to external pressures. By 2026, the geopolitical landscape in Southeast Asia is anticipated to undergo significant transformation, largely influenced by China's expanding maritime assertiveness. Experts predict that around 60% of nations in the region will prioritize enhancements to their naval capabilities, leading to an estimated $3 billion shift in defense procurement markets.
Key drivers of naval capability enhancement. 1. China's maritime expansion.
China's assertive actions in the South China Sea, including territorial claims and military installations, have heightened concerns among Southeast Asian nations. This has prompted countries like Vietnam, Indonesia, and the Philippines to reassess their maritime defense strategies.
2. Regional security dynamics.
The shifting balance of power in the region necessitates a collective response to ensure maritime security. As nations observe China's growing influence,
they are more inclined to invest in modern naval technologies and strengthen their defense frameworks. 3. Strategic partnerships.
Countries are expected to foster collaborative defense initiatives and engage in joint military exercises to build a cohesive regional response against common threats. This cooperation may also involve partnerships with external powers like the United States and Japan, which have shown commitment to maintaining a free and open Indo-Pacific.
Market implications.
The expected enhancement of naval capabilities is projected to result in a $3 billion market shift in defense procurement.
Key areas of investment are likely to include advanced naval vessels. Nations will focus on acquiring modern frigates, corvettes, and submarines to bolster their maritime presence.
Surveillance systems. Enhanced surveillance and reconnaissance capabilities are essential for monitoring maritime activities and securing territorial waters. Cybersecurity. As naval operations increasingly rely on digital technologies,
investing in cybersecurity measures will become crucial to protect naval assets from potential cyber threats. Domestic defense industries.
In addition to foreign procurements, Southeast Asian nations are expected to prioritize the development of domestic defense industries. This shift will not only enhance self-reliance but also contribute to local economies. Countries such as Indonesia and Malaysia are already taking steps to build their defense manufacturing capabilities, which could lead to increased regional defense cooperation and technology sharing.
Environmental considerations. While the primary focus will be on military enhancement, there is a growing trend towards integrating sustainability into defense procurement.
As global investors increasingly prioritize ESG, environmental social governance criteria, Southeast Asian nations may adopt sustainable practices in their defense spending, such as
green technologies, utilizing environmentally friendly technologies in the production of naval vessels and systems.
Sustainable practices, implementing practices that minimize the environmental impact of naval operations,
including waste management and energy efficiency. Conclusion.
The transformation of naval capabilities in Southeast Asia by 2026 is poised to reshape the defense landscape significantly. Driven by concerns over China's maritime ambitions, countries in the region are set to invest heavily in modern naval technologies and foster greater regional cooperation. The anticipated $3 billion market shift in defense procurement reflects a broader trend in recognizing the strategic importance of maritime security. As nations enhance their naval forces, they will also likely consider sustainability, aligning with global trends in responsible investment and environmental stewardship. This dual focus on military capability and sustainability will define the future trajectory of defense strategies in Southeast Asia.